So when you wrote the book, what are you hoping that people, when they read the book, what are you hoping that the message they get, or what action do you hope they take when they read the book?
Okay, so the first idea was like the first target readers, I would say, is people who are outside of crypto, who don't have crypto. Maybe they heard about it, maybe they probably had to hear about it to pay attention to the book, right? And there's a lot of people like this. I have friends like this who sometimes ask me about this weird Bitcoin stuff, right? And
Yeah.
that's where we're getting into a very basic conversation about it's not that weird and it's not that new anymore, right? So
Well,
catch up a little bit.
people in my hometown still ask me, I heard that Bitcoin went bankrupt. Are you okay?
All right.
Like, that's how much they understand hex. And they're like my
Yeah.
neighbors.
Yeah. So the first target is the people who don't know anything about crypto, but something triggers their attention already. They are curious, but let's be honest about it. It's not easy to start, right? Sometimes we forget about this. That like you, me, some other people who have been in crypto, sometimes for months, sometimes for years. The moment you start, you have to figure out a lot of things, and no one is really giving you the ready solution, right?
Right.
I onboarded a lot of people who didn't have anything, including wallet, including an account on centralized exchange, and suddenly it's a rocket science, right? They don't know how to find even if we can find one like reliable centralized exchanges. Like if you just tell them on the phone, you just need to open an account on some exchange to buy crypto, it's just like stare at you, being, what are you talking about?
Right. You have to like say in your place, I know this exchange is working this month, so try to use this exchange this month, but don't leave your money there, right?
Correct. Yes. So you start from that point, and I caught myself that I onboarded quite a few people into Hex and also Pulse Tech Sacrifices, and I notice I'm getting the same questions over and over again, especially from newbies, right? It's just like, okay, so how do we do that? How do I transfer? How do I buy? How do I keep it? Where do I keep it? And yeah, I could be doing it, but maybe what you said is very correct here, that there is no scaling to it, right? I have to spend hours and hours on a single person to get them at least to the level that, let's say, they bought Hex. Maybe they staked, maybe they didn't, but at least it's in the wallet, not somewhere where it shouldn't be, and that's it, right? So I was thinking, like, look, if I write a book and I explain it from scratch, pretty much, not only Hex, but just the basics of crypto, what it actually is, how it works, why it's important as well in terms of the new evolution of money, if we can call it like this. Then like if I start getting these questions which are simple to answer, I might as well just here's the book, read it. If you still don't get it, if you have any questions, or if you followed it and you still can't open whatever you need to have opened or created in order to have crypto, have Hex in that case, then we can talk, right? But first read the book and don't ask me these questions because they're answered there, right? So it's not to be rude, but it's also to save my money, save my time, and pretty much. Yeah, I mean, if you're not willing to read a book, but you're willing to keep sending me a lot of questions, then I might as well not answer because it's a waste of time, right? You're wasting my time, and all you could do is just spend a few dollars, buy a book, read it, and you're probably set. I hope that I actually have people. I mean, I was about 10 people, 5 people actually. It was 5 people who read the book. They didn't have any crypto, and they followed the instructions pretty much, and now they know enough to have Hex and to keep it safe. And if
Wow.
that goal is achieved by the book, then I'm like, okay, I'm happy with this, right?
That's a huge achievement. If you can use a book and get to that point, 5 people, that's a huge deal. That's a really big deal. I do really like your website here. You got with the book, The Second Crypto Revolution. I like the pictures, and it says you got a blog on here as well. Do you add to that blog often?
Once a week, yes. And this is actually fragments of the book. I'm just going, chronologically from the beginning of the book. So the content, gradually will become, free online as well. But obviously, it's not that easy to read, right? Because first you would have to wait until all of it is there, and then you will have like probably 50 or 60 different entries. from something which you could probably just read in one evening or two from the book directly. But maybe some people prefer it that way. I don't know. That's fine. I'm here all for the knowledge, right? I mean, like, I want people to learn from it, and I want them to take the right actions. So whether they buy a book or they follow the blog doesn't actually matter, as long as they read and they and they do the right thing. So coming back to your first question as well, so the first target is people outside of crypto who we can teach how to get in, pretty much.
Mhm.
And the second target will be people who maybe have been in crypto for some time, but, well, according to us or to me, they did it all wrong, right? So we have FTX, we have Luna, we have Celsius, we have all the other scams, rug pulls, hacks, you name it. So given that we have tens of thousands of assets which you could buy and do something with, I think there's nothing wrong about telling people, look, you know what, this is Hex. We are going to have Pulse Chain and PulseX, and that's the things you need, right? That's the things you can buy, and eventually they will make it for you, and so you stop asking me, what about Dogecoin? What about this? What about that? I don't know, and I don't care, right? Maybe you can make money on this too, but maybe you'll lose all your money. So I just focus on the products I like. I focus on the product which made me personally financially free, which I mentioned in the book. And I'm betting heavy on Pulse Chain and PulseX. I sacrificed significant amounts for both projects. I'm still very optimistic, and I'm not in a rush about the launch whatsoever, because that's what I believe in, and that's the message I put in the book as well. Like, and if you read the book and you say, what about Dogecoin? Then I'm like, maybe read it again in that case. I mean, I don't know, Which is to say, I'm not saying you can't make money on other crypto, right? And maybe, who knows, maybe you can buy Dogecoin today and it will be more expensive in the next bull market. Most likely it will. But it's not the safest product out there. It's not the best product out there. It's actually
right. Well, I try to explain to it like this, because I mean, there's 20, 30,000 other coins out there, and you can catch a crazy pump especially during the bull market. There's so many people that made a ton of money off of meme coins this last market that I'm happy for them. I'm glad you got lucky. But it's like wandering through a casino, right? Like, there's so many things catching your eye that are trying to get you to put your money in the machines or on the tables. And I asked him, would you rather take your chances here, or would you rather be an owner of the casino?
Right.
And having Hex pay you interest is like having your own Federal Reserve. It's like being the house.
Pretty much,
you get to be on the side that is guaranteed to make money versus the side that's got a 95% chance of losing money in the casino, right? And I don't know if they take it to heart, but that's kind of how I try to address that. I mean, I haven't had a chance to read much of your writing, but I'm looking forward to doing that, definitely. But you said earlier that you're better with the written word than speaking. I think you're 100% wrong on that. Just hearing some of the stories and experiences of your life, you've definitely got a lot of stories to tell. You're a very entertaining person in person.
All right,
so
thank you.
I can imagine you'd be someone I'd want to sit next to at a party. You've also pushed Bangkok and Bali way up my list of places to go visit, because I've got a list in my head, and those have been moved much closer to the top for myself. So I appreciate that as well. Other than that, I want to thank you so much for coming and spending some time with the audience, letting us get to know you, letting us get to know the story, and we really appreciate you contributing to this community, because the more resources we have to share this message and break down that learning curve, the stronger we become. So thank you so much for taking time and for writing the book. Really appreciate that.
Thank you very much for having me. Thank you everyone for listening, and I appreciate your time as well. If you can, please reach for the book, and especially now when it's free, everything counts towards the ranking as well. So let's say if you want